Hello? Hello? Is... Hello? Is this thing on? Anyways, hopefully this is streaming straight to the device of your choice. And you are listening to me. I don't know. The setup's a bit better. Yeah, the camera's in front of me now instead of off to this weird side, so that you're not staring directly into my ear the entire time. So that's good. I did have to fiddle with the settings a bit for the microphone and the noise gates and all of that fun stuff. So hopefully it is coming through nice and smooth. How are you all doing this evening? Evening for me, it is 6 o'clock in the evening. 1800 p.m., if you will. Just to piss everybody off. Glad to hear. So, some of you may not have heard, haven't made like a big official announcement yet, but I am going for my second voice surgery in next week, Wednesday. So, fun times. Probably going to be a week or 3 recovery time before I'm making videos again. But YouTube is a stubborn bitch, so we need to keep making content, regardless of my personal woes. So, as is tradition, I stream during these times. Now, also, as per tradition, I thought, okay, this week I'm going to spend recording as many TFOS as I can so that there is enough for the downtime period. And then I immediately got sick. I am suffering from a tinge of, I don't know what the hell it is. My voice isn't up to scratch for recording, but it is definitely up to scratch for streaming. As long as I'm not screaming too much, I should be fine. I also need to, rest the voice before the surgery. Don't want to head into surgery with inflamed vocal cords. So yeah, that is why we're having a stream. That is why we're all here. And we're going to have a chill stream, a relaxed stream. You can hear my voice has lost its range today. And today's the best day out of the last 3. It's just been basically a quick bout of laryngitis, a bit of kick in the walletitis, whatever you want to call it. Fair enough, fallen angel. It is very rare. But now we have this opportunity. Thank you, the Long Roger. So yes, I will try streaming over the next couple days. Monday, Tuesday, I'll probably relax the old vocal cords. Wednesday, I will go in for surgery. And then normally I can start doing normal talking within a week. So I should be back to streaming within a week. So that's the plan. You know, plans change, stuff like that. I'm glad you're enjoying the content. What else? Anything? Nope, that's it. I will put up a big announcement video with what's happening. But there won't be a TFOS, is the short end of this conversation. The TLDR, or too long didn't listen, or instead of the too long didn't read. We've got 76 people here. That puts us in the top 1% of 1%. Yeah, baby! I'm rich now. No, that's not how it works. What else? Oh, yes. Yeah, no, I always listen to the doctors. They actually want you talking as fast as possible. But because the type of operation it is, I literally am not allowed to talk for 3 days. So if you want a bit more details, what they're going to do is They're going in with a really long fucking needle into the throat, down into the vocal cords, and they're pumping filler in. You know, that stuff that makes, what's her name's arse so big, and her face so whatever the fuck that is? It's basically the same stuff, except they do that in my vocal cords. And it takes 3 days to harden. Now, for those 3 days, I'm not supposed to talk because then it distorts the shape of the filler. And then after that, it's just getting used to talking with the better vocal cords, the improved vocal cords, and then also recovering from the surgery. So, I mean, from the first time, I know it was actually quite remarkable how much of my stamina, just in general, was taken out of me. But that's the side effects. Basically, yeah, Botox in the vocal cords. Except it's not quite Botox, but yeah, same shit. The volume could be low. I don't know. It's still set at the same volume as it was the last time I streamed. I can increase it a little bit. Give me a second. Testing, 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 testing. Testing, testing. That should be better. Should be coming through a little louder than normal. Okay, so it is, technically it's a voluntary operation. But I have partial vocal cord paralysis. Or, as the doctor sometimes refers to it, as vocal cord incontinence. I asked him, does that mean I talk too much shit? He said, no, it's just what they call it. So, I don't know. So, what happens is I'm only talking on half of my range, basically. The voice works on two sets of muscles. It's the low range and the high range. It's regardless of whether you're male or female or whatever. So for guys, it's below the crack of the voice and above the crack of the voice. So falsetto and normal voice. I don't have falsetto. When I talk in my upper range, the vocal cords don't actually meet, which they need to meet. They kind of go like a stuck door and go, yeah, we don't want to. No, you can't make us. And then fuck off. So I get a very whistly high. So it's not a solid note. It's a very wispy note if I try to talk higher. But it also does affect my lower vocal cords to a small degree. So the other thing is the one side is worse than the other side. So if I push it in a normal day of recording, I get a shooting pain right up in here. It's like a stabbing, throbbing pain, and it's the muscles on my one side overcompensating for the muscles on the other side. So this surgery, the one that I did last year, was a temporary filler. So we could see if it works, how well it works, does it warrant going the full thing, because it's a very permanent operation. And from what we found, the pain goes away because now the stress is moved to both sides instead of just one side working really hard to compensate for all of that. My consistency was improved as well. So my day-to-day consistency changes dramatically, depending on several factors, but some days there are voices I just can't do because my voice doesn't allow it. And yeah, so all of this should be corrected with the filler put in there. So when the vocal cords try close, now what they're going to do is put filler in there so that it does close. So yeah, that's that. What we did notice is it made my normal voice a little bit deeper as well. So there might be a teeny tiny change to my normal voice. Yes, yes, I am a cyborg. Or will be a cyborg, so that is the plan. Yeah, it's, I think, a 2-hour operation. But thankfully, I'm asleep for all of it, so it's really quick for me. The waiting's the killer, as always. But then hopefully that'll be the last vocal surgery I need. As for the cause of the problem, it's one of two things. One, in the beginning part of the channel, I just pushed my voice so far that I destroyed half my voice. Or two, a virus got into the nerve endings at some point and just not quite killed them, but did serious damage. It's one or the other. I personally think it's the first one. The doctor personally thinks it's the second one, but he does admit that there is absolutely no way to tell how long it's been like this. You can't see my finger. You knew. How am I supposed to show rude gestures? So yeah, we don't know when it happened. I reckon it happened recently, but it could have happened at any point. So that's that. No, I'm not worried about the operation or anything along those lines. My biggest health problem over the last 6 months has been migraines and headaches, which we're systematically trying to figure out what the fuck's causing it. But yeah, so I was going to play some Deep Rock Galactic Survivor, but first there was something very important, something that every streamer needs apparently. I'm not a streamer, so I don't know the stuff, but we need some music, some appropriately chillaxing music, relaxing music, so that when I have dead air, that it's not actually dead air, there's something to listen to. These guys have been, let's go with, pushed upon me by many YouTubers. So I thought we'd give it a swing. We'll find the perfect music for this chill stream and then head into killing bugs and digging rock. It's not sinuses, I hope. I had my sinuses redone in 6 months ago. 6 months was, I had so many anomalies in my sinuses that I had to go in and drill out, basically, remove bone, chip away, all the way up to the top here on both sides, so that my sinuses were proper. They don't normally do that, but mine was so fucked with problems that they had to go full hog. It was a 6-hour operation. So it's probably not sinuses. I think it is related to my neck and back, but we're just checking things off one at a time. What do you mean by audio effects? Oh, you mean like voice changes? I've tried it in the past in a couple of places, but people weren't very respondent to it. And I've kind of become known as the guy that does the voices, so now doing artificial voices kind of goes contrary to the audience I've built. Well, it's doing as well as I can, Bjork. Look, I don't think my migraines are that bad. They come and go. I'm just been having a rough patch, and I'm almost 100% certain it's related to my neck. So probably going to see a physio or a kineticist, or not a chiropractor. I went to one. It didn't really do much. I bought a new chair because it could be the chair that I'm sitting in is causing my programmer neck to activate. So I lurch around like Quasimodo. But other than that, we'll systematically work through it. Cheers, Craig. Hope you have a good one. Anyway, let's excuse me. Let's head into some music. So, just type in chat which one sounds interesting. Badass ads. I don't know why you would have this as a thing. I don't want to listen to ads at the best of times, whether they're badass or not. Lo-fi hip-hop. Okay, lo-fi. Ah! Ow. Thankfully, I have my desktop audio turned off because that almost blew my eardrums out. Volume. Volume? Volume. There we go. Now that I've blown my eardrums out, this is lo-fi hip-hop. Right, I'll just check the volume. All right. Is this chill? Are we falling asleep? Falling asleep's good. Means I get the watch time and hours while the stream plays, and you just drift off to La La Land. And I can just sit here and pick my nose. Don't actually have to be entertaining if you're asleep. Ernest, probably 2-3 months away. Going in for a voice operation next week. The recovery time for until I'm back to full production will probably be 2 to 3 months. I did drop an announcement on the series channel about the operation. So there's not going to be much activity on there for a while. Well, that depends. I'm ambidextrous, so I can go with either. It's quite easy, actually. Well, I could not get the operation and then just destroy my voice, if that would be more preferable to you. That's a joke. Well, it's not a joke. It's just when people say, "Oh no, you shouldn't," it was like, well, I'm not doing this out of my just for shits and giggles, going in for a surgery where they knock me out and rebuild my vocal cords. So this is not something you do lightly. Lo-fi is good. Viral reels. Anyways, that seems good enough. Let's play some Deep Rock Galactic. Gonzo, if I was going to do a re-release of an old video, I would prefer to re-record it from out of scratch. Because I don't have the original audio files, but also back then it was a shitty microphone. It was basically 2 years of laryngitis and forcing my voice to talk, so yeah. I do plan on doing a re-TFOS series. I have released 1 or 2, where I will redo old stories from scratch using the skills that I have now, rather than then, with the good microphones and editing and woo stuff. Soundwave, this is normally the recovery. What do we call it, recovery? Yeah. Or prep for surgeries. I start doing some streams. It's a little less taxing on the voice. Means I can get stuff, let the voice relax, and just do normal people talking rather than voice acting and narration. Yes, I have thought about using an AI voice, and promptly afterwards thought about how many viewers I would lose because of it. One of the reasons why I started showing my face was because I saw that AI would become more and more prevalent, and I didn't want people to mistake my channel for an AI channel, so there was a face to the voice now, which is a bit more difficult to achieve if you're just using AI. I mean, I have also considered creating a second channel with an AI voice, but I don't know. I do know that the third biggest HFY channel is a TTS channel. So, use that information as you will. But as far as I understand, YouTube are going to start implementing stuff related to AI in videos. So I'm not sure on the exact details and if that's going to affect TTS channels, but it is something that's coming down the line. Yeah, that would be funny. I tried. Whoops. I tried doing the guest narrator stuff. People coming up for my voice, so they're a bit apprehensive when it's not my voice, especially when it's amateurs. So I decided to just, take the loss rather than subjecting people who are volunteering to, the internet and all its glory. Yeah, they've had automated transcripts for a very long time on YouTube. And they have pushed it out to translating to other stuff. So, I mean, take that as well. But they are trying to clamp down on TTS or, what do they call it? Farms, content farm channels. Also, if I do seem a little dopey, I took some painkillers and shit before the stream. Migraines, headaches, backache, fun stuff. But you gotta feed the algorithm gods, otherwise they get angry with you. Well, I mean, it could just be that Google's trying to get rid of the competition. I don't know. Like I said, I just saw something that they would clamping down on AI channels. What that entails, I don't know. I have not. Ghost. I have not heard of the HARP project. It rings a bell as the high altitude electro thing where they shoot power into the stratosphere. It was a massive electrical array. That's the only thing that's coming to mind when I think of HARP. Good day, Russell. I am glad you joined us. I'm glad you're enjoying it, Plexus. It means a lot that you guys enjoy my content. Money helps, and people enjoying it helps. It depends. The ones I'm talking about are just basically I have a set limit of words I can narrate in a day. A TTS channel doesn't, so they can vomit out content at a rate that I struggle with. Although, for years I could keep pace with them, but, vocal surgery and all of that is the result of trying to keep pace and outperform TTS channels. So there is a downside to it. You got to understand there's a new generation now that find TTS acceptable, especially the newer ones. So there's that. Like I said, the third biggest HFY channel is the TTS channel. And growing steam. They're growing quite quickly. Eric, I have been playing around with an idea for a website, but it would be a lot of work to put into it. I think it might be worth it in the future. So it is something I am exploring. Yeah. I don't really want to say much more than that, because if you say something on a stream or in a video, then it is cast in stone and it shall have to come to pass. Otherwise you are a liar, a thief, and a grifter. But yes, I am thinking of a website, not only specifically for me, but for hosting sci-fi stories. Well, not only sci-fi stories. Nature of Predators is finished. Book 1's done. We are caught up with book 1. And we'll see where we are in 3 months. I know you started book 2. I don't know how long book 2 is planned to be. This is post-surgery stuff, so not really thinking too much of it. Thank you, Russell. I do try really hard to do the voice acting thing. Even though I don't actually consider myself a voice actor, I also don't really consider myself a narrator. I'm just a schmuck that reads stories for people's entertainment. But if you're going to do something, might as well give it 100%. Well, we're testing out the most advanced form of the Agro AI. So this is the latest test. That's the organic TTS channel. We might be able to push it further in the future. But currently this organic TTS module is suffering some maintenance problems and will be going in for a maintenance check next week. I think book 3 is done with humans familiars. Humans don't make good familiars. Humans make bad familiars. I can't always get it mixed up. I think he's on book 2, 3. He's moved over to Royal Road and the numbering is a bit weird. I may look at it in the future. Nah, I'm just a guy. Nothing more, nothing less. I think, yeah, self-taught schmuck. I don't mean that in like any bad way. I'm just a guy, just some guy who talks to his computer all day for the entertainment of people. That's it. And it provides me a decent lifestyle, provides you with entertainment, provides me with entertainment. So, you know, all-round good thing. Grey Ghost, I might actually have a look into the Heart Project, because it is kind of what I was thinking, but I can't remember the exact details. I don't know what sort of website I'll do. That would be paying people to research the best ways. Because for me, the two big things would have to be plagiarism protection and then also content moderation to keep within rules. I don't want to be running a big team on a website, especially since most websites don't make a lot of money. So, yeah, there's a lot of investigating going on in that. But I've had a lot on my plate, so it's kind of been pushed off to the side. So we'll see what happens. No guarantees that it will happen, because it would still need to, at the very least, look after itself in finances. But yes, it is a possibility. I mean, I don't. It's not going to be locked to me. It's not going to be locked to my channel. It's going to be a community-wide thing where anybody can post and anybody can narrate. A side thing, but that may be years away. Been better, Stephen. Recovering off of I don't know, flu, something. So voice is not too great, and then also preparing for surgery next week. I haven't seen any. Oops, I haven't seen any posts about university rules. Look, you guys got to remember, there's a very fine. Let me turn this down. It's coming through very, very loud on my side, the music. I can bear. There we go, it's a bit better. Okay. Thank you, Stephen, for the $10. It's very much appreciated. So stories, if you write for pleasure, that's great, but something is going to pay you money is going to take you away from something that you enjoy. It's just the nature of things. So as people get older, a lot of guys people start writing when they're 18, and they're very enthusiastic about it. But real life's responsibilities starts hitting you, and writing might fall down by the wayside. So, like the university thing, he could have started early on. Now he's got a full-time job and just doesn't have the time. This happens so much, so much. I have over 800 authors that have said yes, that I can narrate any of their stories. And on a week-to-week basis, I may get 20, 10, maybe 10 new stories that I can narrate. So it is very difficult. Jonathan, I'm going in for vocal surgery. Is the desktop audio better now? The music? I'm glad it helps Will W. Let's maybe raise that volume just a touch. Is that okay? Test. Thank you, Doc Spark. Much appreciated. Well, I'm as good at health as I can be. But, I've got a pulse, so good day. All right. I was just, it's feeding into my headphones, and I was trying to talk over the music, which puts a little extra strain on the voice. So I've increased the output volume to you, but not necessarily to me. So we'll see how that goes. Thank you, Russell Gilson, for the $10. It's very much appreciated. Nope, every day you're alive is a day that you can improve where you are.
Crystalline Cavern, Hazard 4, sure, why not? I'm going recon.
We're sending you in to take out a dreadnought. Get it done, Miner. We're all counting.
And then also on the immigration front, which is some of you may not know, I am South African. Been trying to immigrate out of South Africa for over a year now, probably closer to 18 months. So yeah, that's been fun as well. Lawyers and bullshit. Looks like things are happening now, so hopefully within the next 6 months I should be out of South Africa. And the family, obviously. I think my wife would be a bit upset if I just immigrated without her. In fact, she might hunt me down and kill me. I wouldn't really blame her. It would be quite fair. South African English.
The surface is too packed for the supply pods to land.
My mom was Scottish, my dad was Cockney, and I was born in South Africa. So it's kind of a mishmash of all three. It was tiring. Really was. Walking up those damn hills in those shoes. Whew, my God. I'm glad I stayed at the boat. Sore foot and all of that. No, you don't have to request to leave South Africa, but countries do prefer that you request to enter their countries. It's a little nitpick of theirs, if you will. Yeah, South African accents run the gambit of accents. Depends on your family. It depends on where. I was born in Joburg, so there are some ways that I pronounce words of which are very epidemic of the region, even though I've got a more South African accent, or British accent. So, yeah. We've been trying to get into England because I have ancestral visaship there. But getting the wife and brother-in-law in there has been near impossible. So we're looking currently at Portugal. They have a program called, what do they call it? Remote workers. So basically they want easy tax money. They want people to come in who work international jobs and can do remote work. So you're generating income, and i.e. tax money, without putting any strain on their system, which is fine by me. So we've got lawyers looking into that now to see what else they need other than, money and stuff. Not a worry, Night Owl. I'm not picking on you, I just thought it was a funny joke.
This one looks best. Oh, I needed that.
I'm glad it helps, Joey. I really do. Whenever I hear that my stuff helps people get through their workday or transit, it means a lot to me. I've worked both jobs where you can't touch your phone for long periods of time, or you're sitting in a car for 3 hours a day, and all you've got to listen to is stupid fucking radio DJs trying to make stupid jokes, and you'd rather listen to something. So I'm glad it helps. I really am. I do have dual citizenship with England. That took 6 months to organize. But my wife is South African with no ancestral paths to England. So nothing can be done there. It's just complicated. As only bureaucracy can make things. Saint Boulder, hello. How are you doing? Hope you're doing well. Hope the day or night is treating you fantastically.
Stage 1 completed. Well done. Taking you to stage 2.
US is a bit more complicated. I did speak to lawyers about the US. I'm just taking a bit of a hydration break. By hydration, I mean a cup of coffee. So there are requirements for me to get, I can in theory get into the States, but that would just be me and my wife, maybe. It would be an expensive multi-year process. The lawyer was upfront. It was like, look, this is going to cost like a shit ton of money, and it's going to take years to get you in. And the problem is my brother-in-law, which has to come with us, and my dad. So my dad is retired. I'm looking after him. I'm paying for everything. have no problems with this. I'm not saying this is like is a bad thing. So wherever we go, he's going to end up being with us. Currently, he's in England with my brother, but eventually we'll get back together in the family unit and do whatever we have to do. So they wouldn't qualify for a normal visa, so we would have to go with, what do they call it? They called it a investment visa, which is $100,000 per person. So, yeah, that's quite expensive. Yeah. My dad wants to spend his retirement farmsteading until he dies, basically, which I have zero problem with, and I'm willing to do whatever it is to give that to him. We were going to head to the States to do farmsteading there, but can't do that, so we're heading to Portugal. So as far as we could tell, for ease of getting in, the Portuguese foreign worker visa is the easiest. Otherwise, I have to prove that the country needs my skills. Yeah. And that just adds extra layers. Look, I'm not particularly picky. My requirements are quite simple. Mostly peaceful, mostly quiet, with enough space that my neighbors don't annoy me. And I'm good. If I want to go to a city, I want it to be within a reasonable range that I can go buy stuff in a city, or tech stuff if I need to go do tech stuff. Other than that, I'm not particularly fussed. Rich, yeah, I mean, he spent and sacrificed a lot for me growing up, so the least I can do is do the same for him. I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for him, so, yeah. Due to people fucking him over during his working career, he has ended up with a very bad retirement. So I have no problems, no apprehension about giving him the best goddamn motherfucking retirement that I can give him, as thanks for everything he's done for me. I think it's the least I can do. Once I get the Portuguese passport, I will be able to travel in the EU, but that will take 5 years. So, yeah. But that would also apply for my wife and everybody else. So, 5 years in Portugal, and we can go anywhere in EU. Canada as well. You're either part of the skill list, which they'll take you, and I'm not on that list, or you have to pay shit tons of money to get in. So yeah, the arts and creative stuff like what I do, it's not easy to go in as a what do they call it, a required worker, required field. So yeah. There'll probably be ads popping up every now and again. The YouTube does what YouTube does. Yeah, So I do have to wait 5 years. But at that point, I will have 3 citizenships. Although technically, I will have to give up my South African citizenship at that point. But I'll have British and EU. Australia is so difficult to get into if you're not part of the skilled workers that they're looking for. Which I'm not. And I'm dragging a family with as well, of adults. So it makes it more difficult as well. New Zealand's very much the same. The smaller the country, the more rigid the requirements are. So if I was a tradie and I had my trade papers, which I am a tradie, I just don't have trade papers, then the world's your oyster. But getting my dad in, getting my brother-in-law in, all of that stuff becomes very difficult. Yeah, there will never be another Steve Owen. And if there is, it'll be his son. Most of the world is turning out to be like easy to visit, not to immigrate. Although, just throwing this out there, 2024, probably not 2024, 2025. I am considering maybe going to the States for some form of convention, so that the guys in America can have a meetup, come have a meetup with me. Nothing set in stone. I'm open to this possibility. I'm just curious how open you guys are to that sort of thing. Not sure. I don't know which. It'll probably be nerd, geek, sci-fi related convention. I haven't approached anybody. Nobody's approached me. But I have had a lot of people say, if I was at a convention, they would love to come and meet me. So I'm just throwing that out there. If you have any ideas, if there's any particular conventions that you think that you want to see me at, tell the organizers that you want me there. And then maybe they'll get a hold of me. I mean, after moving to Portugal, it would be significantly cheaper for me to fly from Portugal to the States. It's quite expensive from South Africa to the States, because you basically fly from here to Dubai or England and then across. So, I mean, there's quite a... I don't think one of the big Comic-Cons will I don't think I'm big enough for it to warrant them. Maybe some of the smaller conventions would be more interested. Mike Pennington, I wrote the 1000k subscriber special. I put out a poll and people wanted me to write my own story, so I did. So if you check out the 100,000 subscriber special, that is all my writing. Um, 100k. 65 to 70% of my audience is American. It is just what it is.
Oh, yeah! I can't get enough of this rare stuff.
Load up and get going, miner. We have quotas to fulfill.
I'm taking the longest shower.
Yeah, so I'll see how Portugal goes. If there are problems with that, then we'll try another country. It's too expensive to do multiple countries at the same time. Got to pay lawyers, because I sure as shit am not finding documents and asking people the correct questions. I don't really mean it as a multi-series story. It's supposed to be a self-contained little story.
Detected. Get ready. They'll be with you shortly. We got too much clutter for the supply pod to land. Do something.
Well, I would tell you about the war, but it was a joke.
Bring it, Becker! Tell my mates I love them.
Well, thank you, Staggering Klutz. I'm glad you appreciate. Well, I'm glad you enjoy the content. I'm glad you appreciate. That doesn't make sense. I like to English sometimes.
Hazard 4, sure, why not? I like Recon's kit.
Find and eliminate the dreadnought. Remember,
Um,
this time.
Look, I'm not opposed to any basic type of story as long as it's not gratuitous sex or romance. But there are phases in HFY. So somebody will write a popular Onion Ninja story, others will see it and then they'll write their own Onion Ninja stories to try capitalize off of the success of the first one. So you notice that there are phases where you'll get the same sort of story 5 times, kind of thing, or the same sub-theme of a story several times in a month. These things happen.
Power of my kin forces
Supplies blocked. Get the landing zone cleared.
Look, I mean, at this point, they mostly just blur together. I don't mean any ill will on authors and stuff, but I've done 6,000 videos at this point, I want to say. At some point, they kind of do blur together. Some of them do stick out, but those are the more shitposty ones, like the 40-minute fart joke or the double entendre ones, but that's just because I've got schoolboy humor.
The swarm is heading your way. Load up.
Doing as well as I can, Bloodbane. Thank you for asking. Yeah. Look, I mean, the Onion Ninja stories don't tend to perform quite as well as the non-Onion Ninja ones, but also don't want to quite pigeonhole the channel. So I like doing a bit of variety.
This works.
From what I understand, me reaching out to cons, I mean, this is all new territory to me, doesn't help. You guys have to reach out to cons and ask them for me to be there, or consider me to go there. so that they know I exist. And the more people that do, the more likely they are to do it. But yeah, I have never been to that side of the convention stuff, so I'm not exactly sure how it works. Yeah, anything that's like very political. My channel is meant for escapism. Anything that's too quote-unquote real, and I don't mean like real writing, I mean like real world events, I try and avoid, because people have enough shit in their lives. They need some place where they can just turn off their brain and not have to think about shit going on. So anything that's too real, too poignant or topical, I try to avoid. Which, thankfully, the HFY subreddit does tend to moderate that stuff quite well, so you don't run into it too often.
Just what we talked about.
Well done, you got them all.
Look, I mean, NSFW can mean lots of different things. I mean, gratuitous violence falls into NSFW, and I'm okay with gratuitous violence. Growing up, my parents had a name for a very specific type of movie, which was called a Skopskitten Donna, which is kick, shoot, and fight. So it's basically you turn your brain off, there's lots of action, you don't get taught a lesson at the end of the day, and you forget about it pretty soon. So I like doing that for people to just, you know, get through their day, to enjoy, to move on through the workday or transit or whatever. I'm not a teacher, I'm not here to teach anybody fucking lessons. I'm the last person to teach anybody lessons. I'm just here to entertain you, and that's what I try to keep.
One makes me want to be a better dwarf.
John D, that was at least 10 minutes of laughing, maybe even longer. I just found that it was hot cock, not horse cock. Yeah, I don't know. That title just tickled me, and I don't know. It was funny. Nope, missed the drop pod.
Pulling out. My condolences, Miner.
That goddamn drop pod didn't wait for me. Urgh.
I'm glad that I helped you get back into writing. Well, the TFOS is an invention of mine. HFY is just stands for Humanity Fuck Yeah, which is started on 4chan and then moved to Reddit, and it's basically anything that makes you say, yeah, humanity fuck yeah. And so cranking things up to like 14 on those things would be HFY, or where it started. TFOS just stands for Tales from Outer Space. That's it. Nothing more complicated than that. I'm glad you're enjoying the content, Gregory Burke. It means a lot. Saint Boulder, if you send me a message on Reddit, a direct message, giving me permission, I'll add you to the list, and who knows, maybe I will. No guarantees or anything like that, but if you're part of the list, it's the list that I used to check when I'm busy scheduling my content for the week or month. Eric, I have done a narration of The Princess of Mars, one of the first HFY stories ever made, and there was, let me get my maths right, fuck all interest in it. So, yeah, I can only do what people are interested in. Yep, Dean. Oh, I mean, every month or two, I go through like the most popular stories, and I get a hold of the authors, and I say, "Look, can I narrate all your stories? Just blanket permission, so that I'm not nagging you all the time." And a fair amount come back and say, "Sure." But I mean, authors don't stay active for longer than a year or two. So I think on my list is 900 authors, but a lot of them are inactive at this point. Well, it isn't one shared universe, so it's just lots of short stories. So, everybody's got their own way that the universe works. It's a separate game, Will W. They just released it. I think it's $10 on Steam. I played a little bit of Deep Rock Galactic, but I played shit ton of survivor games, so I was like, yeah, cool, I'll do that. Thank you, Robert. It's much appreciated with kind words. No, I haven't seen The Apartment.
Hazard 4, sure, why not? I'll do scout recon.
This is it. Either the dreadnought goes or we send in another dwarf. You'll be on your own in there. Make it count.
Magnite here.
If you want me to read it, probably Reddit is the best place. HFY specifically. From what I've heard, they do adhere to their rules quite stringently, so you're gonna have to accept that. Other places would be Royal Road, but they don't really do short stories there, so you don't get a lot of exposure if you're doing short stories. I haven't really found any other sites that I like, and by like I mean like the UI and how to navigate them and stuff like that. I know there's something Velocity, which also has a bunch of sci-fi stories, but I don't use it, so I can't really speak too much about it. Because any site that I use, I need to A, be able to see how popular something is, and B, be able to get a hold of the author directly. And a lot of websites don't allow that second part, so I don't really do it. Also, I need to be able to search through it quite easily. So something that might be a nice platform for readers may not be a good platform for me to get content from. Sin cringe? Why can't you do both? I'm glad you enjoyed the content, Steven.
It's just a flesh wound. Crystalline caverns, hazard 4. I'm up for it. Time for some recon.
This game is a lot more difficult when you're concentrating on a chat as well as playing.
No one to carry your body back to the drop pod if you fail.
That is my excuse for the bad playing, and I'm gonna stick with it till the day I die. Well, this character. So, you know, next 2 minutes.
Give me that. Sure, why not? We've got Bismore here.
Supplies blocked. Get the landing zone cleared.
My own personal lightning storm.
Well, you can have the stream on the background, because you won't need the gameplay to help, and then just listen to whatever anybody's talking about. Instead of using the game sounds.
This will help me work harder.
Series are a very interesting thing. Look, they're either successful enough that they get a deal and I can't do them, or they're not successful enough and, you know, people have to move on with their lives. So that's why you see a lot of hiatus on web series, and there are very few that and I don't wish this on anybody, but that have that line in between, well done enough that they've got an audience, but not well enough that they get a deal.
Just the upgrade I was
I wish that every web series got a deal. Because, you know, money is a motivator. So if you're going to spend hours and hours trying to write a series and not earn any money, you can only do that for so long.
I'll take it.
Thank you, Horus. It's much appreciated.
I'm growing stronger.
Objective completed. Excellent job.
Red sugar.
Nice. Well, I hope you're enjoying the older stuff. Thankfully, my channel is mostly evergreen content, which means that it doesn't go out of
I rarely pick one of these.
favor. Well, not favor, yeah. So if you watch it today, tomorrow, or 3 years from now, it's the same thing. It's not topical. And it makes a big difference.
There goes my yearly bonus.
Fair enough, Saint. I also stream so infrequently. It's a different set of skills to stream effectively and be entertaining. And normally at the end of the day, my voice is spent. So it's not like I can like, oh, I'm going to narrate during the day and then stream at night, because my voice is going to be spent. And, you know, you don't have to do as much work on the voice during a stream, but you still do need to talk. Which is why I normally only stream when I'm recovering from surgeries, or when the voice is good enough to stream but not good enough to narrate.
Objective completed. Excellent job.
I want it.
Good luck, Robert. I hope it goes expediently with no problems.
Can't land the supply pod. Impact zone is cluttered. Get it fixed.
No worries, Horus. Any interaction's great, but if you just listen and enjoy that, that is more than acceptable. Look, I'm doing my best to try to take care of them. I've got the vocal surgery and then recovery after that, and we'll see how things are.
Big swarm detected. Buggerman, get ready. LC prepped. Supply pod incoming.
The Mr. Enigma, I'm glad you enjoy the content. I'll definitely do my best to keep doing what I'm doing, and I'm glad that it helps get you through your day.
I'm having an epic vision. Feeling much better now. Super eliminated. Bloody hell, you're hot to kill.
Yeah, they're quite effective. If you really want to get cheesy, they one-shot all the bosses up until the last one. So you can just use it as a quick end to the stage.
Give it to me.
Mr. Faith, good sailing, and I hope it's a fantastic meal. Meal with friends is always a great meal.
I'll have my vengeance next time.
Let me chop the top of my head off, because I was in my gamer pose, which is basically lying down in my chair. Fair enough. You know, I'm busy playing with the scout class because it's one of the requirements for
Hazard 4 type of day.
getting a thing.
I'm going
I just really hate its starting weapon.
Dreadnought. Eliminate the Dreadnought. Return time for sandwiches and beers. You can do this alone.
Good luck with your surgery, Stephen. I hope it all goes well. Fantastic, even. And that you're able to make a quick recovery.
dippity dips.
Thank you, Jonathan, for both joining and the kind words. Cheers. I hope you have a good one. Coyote, it is my pleasure. Thank you for allowing me to share your stories with the world. This is Deep Rock Galactic Survivor. It's a new game. It's basically vampire survivors, but with Deep Rock Galactic. Thank you for the joining, membership, the Mr. Enigma. I kind of like the engineer, because you can get all the turrets to mine for you if you get the right modules.
This will help you work harder. Feel much better now.
The scanner just lit up like a Christmas tree. We got a swarm incoming.
Good morning, Super Game Freak. I hope you're having a good morning.
I'm gonna go with this. I want it.
I'm glad that helps, Aros.
Oh yeah.
I am planning on adding some new videos to that soon, but, you know, there's a lot on my plate, so some stuff has fallen by the wayside. I have played Halls of Torment pretty much all the way through until they do anything new.
Sorry, Nicola. Your own fault for being full of goodies. Do you like her? I want it.
That was a good story. I enjoyed it. A nice little self-contained book.
Found the movement on it.
Well, I hope that's a good thing, Coyote. Some people don't like gameplay like this, especially on a new game.
I rarely pick one of these.
I'm enjoying it. I've put a disgusting amount of hours into it. 20, 30 hours so far.
Life out of gold blade.
It's one of those mindless, or can be one of those mindless games where you just kind of turn off and do what you need to do. The last couple of days I haven't actually been able to record, so been doing this. I have played Diablo 4. I finished the campaign. I did about 5 to 10 hours of end game. I finished it in 7 days, the first week. So anything I talk about is, you know, before major patches and shit. It was okay. Endgame was shit. This is coming from somebody who spent over 10,000 hours in Diablo 3. So take that with a pinch of salt, whether you like it or not. It was just, yeah. It didn't hit the spot. That's really all I can say. Story was kind of cool. Gameplay was kind of cool in story mode. But the endgame content just lackluster. Welcome, Christopher. Thank you for becoming a member. It is very much appreciated.
The supply pod LZ is blocked. Please clear it out.
Oh, I needed that.
I like the sort of game where you've got like a spare 10 or 20 minutes, you can go have a quick go. You don't have to spend 14 hours working on a mission or something. And it's single player, which at this point in my life I'm pro single player more than multiplayer. No worries, Christopher. You know, I always say look after you and yours before you worry about me and mine. And I'll keep saying that until the day I die. Which at this rate will probably be 2-3 seconds from now.
This makes my whole life better. You don't see these every day.
I enjoy Survivor games, so, but I think they are definitely easier to watch than play, because they can get a bit monotonous. Look, the Tesla coil does a decent amount of damage, so it's quite nice to run in conjunction with the engineer. Cheers, Christopher. Hope you have a good one. Cheers, Saint. I hope you have a good one as well. Welcome, John. I hope that my riveting comments and scathing reviews are entertaining enough to be in the background.
I want it. I just became a better player. I rarely go for this one. This one makes me want to be a better dwarf.
More damage! And more mining, obviously.
Exemplary work. You achieved your objective in a record time.
Whee! Not too shabby. Clock this, bugs.
What do you mean, Coyote? Not sure what issue you would be having.
Who is the boss?
Running out of bugs. More are on the way.
Oh, yep, there goes the top of my head. No, no. It's... Finished drinking that. Finished drinking that. Thank you, Ayudama? Ayudame? I'm glad that you enjoy the voice, the content. I actually am kind of leaning more towards self-contained stories, so novels. But it's very difficult to find ones that aren't taken by production companies and narration places. Ayudame. 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 Cool. Thank you very much. I'll definitely try. Coyote. No, there's no channel problem with the channel. I've just been a bit under the weather the last couple of days, so I haven't been able to record. And I'm going in for voice surgery next week. So I also really don't want to push my voice through issues just to make recordings and inflame the vocal cords before the vocal surgery. So normally in this state I just stream because it's easier on the voice. Excuse me. And then keeps interaction with the YouTube algorithm. And it gives me time to interact with you guys, which is always great. Really phone? Sorry, this is the stuff that needs to be paid attention to. Thank you, Jacket. It's much appreciated.
Crystalline caverns. Hazard 4. Sure. Why not? I'll do scout recon.
Find the dreadnought. Eliminate the dreadnought. Return in time for sandwiches and beers. You can do this alone.
Good evening, Real Arcalian. Hope you're doing well. Yeah, I'm not too worried about the surgery. It's the pre and post surgery stuff you just need to be a bit careful of, especially with the type of surgery they're doing. So going in with inflamed vocal cords is not going to help me in any way. Thank you, Christian. Christian. Yep, Christian. Thank you very much. It's all thanks to you guys. I could only click that subscribe button once. Well, any increment of an odd and be one of those people. The 99,999 other people, and that's thanks to them as well. It is humbling and appreciated. No, don't worry. This is the second vocal surgery, so it's nothing that's popped up recently. This is just finishing the surgery I went for at the beginning of last year. So, yeah, stuff's gonna happen. I'm not gonna be recording quite as much for the next month. And then we're back to learning a new voice, basically. So, fun and games. It's just one of them things. The price that putting my voice through the ringer has wrought. And I would do it again, quite honestly. My recording schedule is a lot more reasonable these days, so it doesn't put as much strain on the day-to-day stuff. But you know, there are days where I wake up with a migraine or sinusitis or something like that, and the voice isn't quite up to scratch. Now I have the luxury of going, okay, I may not record it today. So overall strain on my voice has decreased, but the permanent damage is still permanent damage.
Exemplary work. You've achieved your objective in record time.
Dial it in. This one's so mean.
Thank you, Real Arcadian. It is very much appreciated.
Good work. Tripod inbound. Quota satisfied. The drop pod is arriving. Get moving. It won't hang around.
I'm gonna be the best survivor. This one almost makes it too easy. Ah! I can't get enough of this rare stuff.
Oh, not good, not good.
Stage 1 cleared. Be sure to spend your gold and nitro before the next stage.
And then hopefully this will be my last surgery for a fucking long time. I've had more surgeries in the last year than I have in my entire life.
Yes, please. You don't see these every day. Gotta have it.
Thank you very much, Joshua Gregory. It is very much appreciated for the $10. And it is your very first super chat on a live stream. I am honored. Don't know why YouTube is telling me this, but sure. They're not watching you. They're not watching every move you make. They're not giving your information away. But it's very cool of you to donate. Thank you very much. Yeah, I mean, we're working on the moving thing. It is mostly out of my hands. It's just paying relevant lawyers to figure out if we can or can't and what loopholes we need to jump through to do such things. It's so far looking promising for Portugal, but yeah, things can change quickly. Because I'm pretty sure that didn't pop up on your guys' screens that says, let's celebrate their first super on a live stream. That's a bit, Big Brotherish, quite honestly. I'm glad that it's helped Joshua. I really am. Stephen, I've done it twice. Sinus surgery. I did a sinus surgery and then I did an emergency sinus surgery to stop rampant bleeding. So that was fun. Yeah. a nosebleed that lasted 12 hours and lost me a liter of blood. Always a good start to a weekend. It was a complication from the original sinus surgery. So, yay! But that's all sorted now. But when I went to the voice doc last week, when I set the date for the voice, he had a gander at the sinuses, and it's like, perfect. There is no infection, they're operating 100%, everything is good.
Gonna see some lovely crystals today. I can do a hazard 4. I'm thinking I'm a tinkerer.
It's dreadnought time, Miner. Find the damn thing, destroy it.
This will help me work harder. Now this is a rare treat.
Look, we may not like lawyers, but they're needed. Especially when dealing with governments and bureaucratic red tape.
This'll do.
Well, I'm trying to be the healthiest squirrel I can, but you know, I need to eat less donuts. But, you know, donuts.
Tripod LC's blocked. Please clear it out.
Well, I mean, they went in and they cauterized directly into the nasal cavity. They used, I think it might have been the, what is it? I don't know, some packing material that fucking stung, hurt, tasted shit, congealed, oh god, it was bad, to try and prevent the bleeding. And then when they couldn't stop the bleeding, because it was basically just like the main vein, they went in for surgery. It was a 4-hour surgery to cauterize and get everything fixed. I wasn't in that much of a state to be paying too much attention to exactly what they were doing.
Got it right between the eyes. I'm gonna be the best survivor. Overclock says it's time to kill. Yeah. You don't see these every day.
Yeah, mine was very weird. It was like a week after the surgery that the complication happened. But they put stents into my nose to keep the shape, because they did a bit of nose work to enlarge the inlets for the sinuses. So they let the stents in for a week. The day they took the stents out was the day that the blood vessel popped. It was gruesome. It was so bad. And I felt so bad because, you know, you just got... I know this is probably TMI, but there's lots of blood. And you're like, I need to stop this bleeding, but also don't want to... I need to clean up. And it wasn't great. Thank you for becoming a member. AMN, yeah. I know you did say how to say it, and it has slipped my mind, and I do apologize. Pain-wise, sinus surgery wasn't too bad. And it wasn't great. Well, it wasn't the worst thing I've ever had. But it wasn't great. Good evening, Federal FBI. Hope you're doing well. Hey, Demay. Cool. I shall try my best. Anyways, I hope you have a good one, and work goes smoothly, without incident, and with much profit. Yeah, I mean, the stent removal wasn't even that bad. It was 12 hours after the stent removal happened that it blew. What the surgeon reckons is because I had such a bad infection. This is an infection that took 5 months of antibiotics, 2 surgeries, and at one point 2 different antibiotics at the same time to get rid of. So when he went in and did the first surgery, he tried to pull out as much of the physical infection as he could. But it came back over the next week. So he reckons that once he removed the stent, the infection weakened the, especially around that one spot where it had the vein, and then it caused a burst. So he had to go back in, cauterize it, go back into the full thing and remove infection again, wash it out, and then put me on even more antibiotics. So, I mean, that was not great. 5 months of antibiotics. I don't own a PS5. I don't actually own any console. I'm a PC gamer elitist. Or, you know, just I've got a beefy computer. Why would I want a console? I played Borderlands 1 and a bit of 2. I don't think I ever played 3. Yeah, it wasn't fun. It's also why the vocal surgery has been pushed so long. It was supposed to happen last year already, the second vocal surgery, but they didn't want to do the surgery while I still had a raging sinus infection, which, you know, fair enough. Thank you for becoming a member, Joseph. It is very much appreciated.
Hell yes.
Supply panel is blocked. Please clear it out.
I barely even own a TV at this point. Although I suppose I could plug it into my computer monitors. Yeah, I also don't get that much time to play games these days. So I've always played PC games. Well, not always. For the most part, played PC games. So I also recorded for background footage. So win-win. Gives me an excuse to play games.
Swarm detected. Get ready. We'll be with you shortly.
Always nice to get some new toys.
Eh.
This was just a practice run.
Thank you, Coyote. Much appreciated. No, everything is available for free on the YouTube channel. I don't sell audiobooks. If you want sort of longer form content, maybe check out the compilation channel. They're like 10-hour videos of the various things. Yeah, streaming does help to make some money. So yeah, and I enjoy it. Well, I don't say I enjoy it. I don't have to stream, so I don't have that pressure of having to stream and come up with content. So it's very different. It's like a hobby, or kind of just shooting the shit with people. If streaming was my profession, it would probably be different, but it's not, so fuck it. Right, I am going to step away for 2 moments. I just need to go to the bathroom quickly. I shall crank up the music so that we can all chill and fall asleep together. And then I shall be back shortly. I give you the streamer classic, Chair Kun. Alright, I am back. Just need to put my ears back in. Alright, it's time to lower this down a bit. I'm glad you're enjoying the content, Ham. Oh, no, microphone's a bit too far. Glad you're enjoying the content, Ham. I've been told unequivocally that I should not do horror stories because I am too animated when I talk. I don't know whether this is true. Thank you, Mr. KDW1. It is thanks to all you guys that I was able to reach that milestone.
Crystal Ink may as well go Hazard 4. I love building stuff.
It's Dreadnought time, Miner. Find the damn thing, destroy it.
This works.
Look, I have very few requirements. I don't like story-rich games, which I know is contrary to what a lot of people would think. I play games to play games. If I want to read a story, I will read a story. So anything with cutscenes that I can't skip, and I'm not playing the game within the first 10 minutes, I'm probably never going to play that game. I also need to be able to pause it. As long as those two requirements are met, I'm pretty okay. And it's also not NSFW stuff. So yeah. I play a lot of Project Zomboid for the channel. I play... what's the other one recently? Aspera. Yeah. Got a healthy Steam catalog. And, you know, I enjoy quite a wide range of games. Factorio as well. But I don't get nearly as much time as I used to sit down and put some serious hours in.
Big swarm detected. Lock up and get ready.
I haven't had the surgery yet, so it wasn't done with the surgery.
I'm the danger. I'm a better dwarf than yesterday.
I have to be in the right mood for Factorio, to be quite honest. But then again, I also have to be in the right mood for like Project Zomboid. I like the Survivor games because you can basically just zone out, do what you have to do, have a podcast or something in the background.
This'll do. This one almost makes it too easy. It's for me. I'll take this one.
Yeah, basically. More of the old school games was like, well, story is whatever, but, you know, gameplay is everything. Missed. Damn you!
Read it. I got it in the mouth. Hell yes.
Drop pod has arrived. Get there before the timer runs out. The drop pod is not going to hang around.
Got some good selections with the fire. Yeah, at one point I tried doing like some no sleep stuff and SCP stuff, and the common consensus from the horror community is I do not narrate in the same way as the horror narrators, so people didn't like it, which is fine. Too energetic. I can live with that. I mean, a lot of people read those stories very, very somberly, so yeah, I'm too animated for that sort of stuff, apparently. I mean, I could probably do it if I just didn't sleep for 2 days and just tired as shit and just narrated. But yeah, the way I talk is the way I talk. Eric, as far as I know, they are doing well. Because of all the moving around and stuff, I had a friend take care of them, and he loves pets of all descriptions, so they will be living in the lap of luxury. I'm glad you're enjoying the stream, Caleb. Cheers, Federal. Hope you have a good one. Hail Tech, not a problem. Which altar in D3? The new one? I did, I think. Oh yeah, the new altar. Yeah, I did. I haven't played much in the last couple of years. I played when they introduced that altar, got it opened, got it maxed out. Great Green Goo, welcome to the live stream. You can talk to me directly. Well, you can talk at me and hopefully I'll see it. I'll do my best. Thank you very much, John D. Much appreciated. My friend, dogs, cats, rats, snakes, fish, all of them. Probably some I'm forgetting. Birds, got a ton of birds as well. Thank you, Charles. I'm glad you're enjoying it. Well, strangely enough, I've heard my voice more than anybody else's as well, so... Look, the energetic style works for action and sci-fi and HFY, but I can understand. You look, there are no sleep style stories. Being excited about talking about, or being animated in that way could be distracting. I don't know. Look, I think this is an ever-decreasing circle with the horror narrators. So there was a style that became popular, so people emulated that style, and people fell in love with that style. So anybody that tries to break out of the mold of that not quite monotone, but very muted, somber style gets quite a lot of flack because it's not what is the standard. Whereas when I started HFY narrations, I was the only active HFY narrator, and I could do whatever the fuck I wanted, so I did. And that's why I went with the style that I wanted to go with, what I would want to listen to. Somebody that's trying their best to engage the audience, which works a lot better in sci-fi. Thank you, Great Green Goo, for the 10 memberships. Anybody who gets a membership, it is random, so don't get anything like that. But also, I think send a nice thank you to the Great Green Goo. Yes, I'm going in for Dirt Sapient. I'm going in for voice surgery next week, Wednesday. This is the second surgery on the voice. So I'll be out of commission for a little while, and then we'll be back to normal, hopefully better than ever. Yes, well, our intro got a bit too long, which I think's part of the reason why the channel got demonetized. I don't know. I still don't know why the channel got demonetized for that point. So we keep it short and simple now. Charles, various people have done my merch artwork. I've hired some artists to do them. Dirt Sapient, I have partial vocal cord paralysis / vocal cord incontinence on the higher range, which means anything in the falsetto I struggle with. It also means that my muscles overcompensate, so I don't get a sore throat like normal people. I get stabbing pains in my neck because muscles are overworking themselves. So, almost like a sprained ankle, but I get that in my throat. So this surgery is seeking to correct those things. Thank you for your good wishes, Charles. It's much appreciated. Yeah, look, there was a whole bunch of people who got demonetized at the same time. I somehow got lumped into a different reason for getting demonetized. So, but then they never told me. But I think it was because my intros were too long. So I just stopped doing them. Now we're back to kind of just a unique intro every time I do a video. Thank you very much, Stephen. Much appreciated. Nah, not it's been a thing since, I don't know, 2-3 years now. I had my last voice surgery last year, so nothing much has changed. It is what it is. There are downfalls to all jobs. Which is, I would do it all again. I would take all the pain again to look after my family, to entertain you guys. So, yeah, no worries. The overall effect is worse than a sprained ankle. But the day-to-day pain is kind of, I don't know. It's just a stabbing pain in my throat if I overuse it. And then for the other stuff, it's just not there. So, yeah. And consistency is a problem. That's the main reason for the voice surgeries was if I want to do full-length audiobooks on Audible and stuff, I need to be able to be consistent. And currently, I cannot because the voice just wavers so much from day to day. I don't know whether the surgery will fix that 100%, but we shall see. I have considered it, but this channel is built on not being AI and TTS. So I think if I did anything like that, it would push a lot of people away. That's good, because that's the voice that I am trying to channel. I have my Jonathan Hurt voice, so that you can hear the voice. It was kind of the inspiration for the old man voice. So if you can hear Jonathan Hurt in it, I will take that. With the demonetization, it's so weird. It normally happens when they change the algorithm. Why is there no music? That was a very disjointed thing. Are we not playing? Oh, we've played them all. So start at the beginning. So they may change the algorithm or how sensitive the algorithm is, and you're always going to have the bad end of that. So it is what it is. Probably not. They would have a lot of wear and tear. Most voice actors worry about polyps and vocal hemorrhaging, and scarring. I don't have any of that. My problem is caused, we think, because the nerve endings on the upper range have been damaged. So that's not a normal thing. It's a very rare thing to happen, whether it be from a virus getting into the nerve ends or from overwork. So it is not the most common thing for voice actors to get. Voice actors would normally get polyps or hemorrhaging leading to vocal scarring. So those are the most common problems, not only for voice actors, but singers. Thank you, Harvey. I'm glad you're enjoying the content. Look, I know of a voice actor who caught a cold and then could not do voice acting for over a year because the virus went into the nerve endings and caused damage. So it took a year of recovery before they could start working. Mine is permanent, but thankfully mine is only in the upper range, so this is fine. This is my normal voice. It's not really affected by the problem. But there are people that get both the whole range fucked up because of this. Sneeze too hard and you can ruin your voice as well. Well, it's not only female voices in the falsetto. Children's voices also go into the falsetto for me, so that becomes a bit of a problem. It's why technique, going to professionals, and doing the right things is important from the start. But from the start, you don't have money for all of that, so you take a gamble, which I did. And I don't regret it. DeSoda, welcome to the stream. Glad you're awake. Hopefully it was a good sleep. There's always fear-mongering news over AI. I don't know what to say. I tried doing the filter thing, but it wasn't received very well before, so now it's just I do what I can, and people seem to appreciate me doing the effort rather than me using technology to get to the end result.
Gimme!
Stage 1 completed. Well done. Taking you to stage 2.
The stuff of legends.
Yeah, I mean, it's the risk of an online business, all of the algorithm stuff, that, to be honest, it's no different than running a business anywhere else. A law could change and ruin your business one day. It sucks, yes, but it's one of the things you got to deal with. My pleasure, Dirt. It's going to be a while until we get into book 2. I'll probably wait until he's finished book 2 before I start, so it's probably going to be a very long while before I start book 2. Indeed, diggy diggy hole. Seriously? Goodbye, Rich. Hope you have a good day.
It's so shy. Hazard 4, sure, why not? This one reflects my creative spirit.
This is it. Either the dreadnought goes or we send in another dwarf. You'll be on your own in there. Make it count.
Yeehaw! This is it. This is the smart pick.
Yeah, series are very difficult to release. It's very hit and miss. And there is a natural drop-off from chapter to chapter. The longer a series runs, the more drop-off there is. And it is a fact on videos, it's a fact in writing. And it's something you're going to have to deal with, unfortunately. But I think in the long term, series offer a lot more stability financially for authors than one-shots do. One-shots can build you an audience. Series can build your wallet. Thank you, Purple Alien Planet. I am glad that you are enjoying the content.
Let's see the bugs get through this.
Thank you, Green Swarm. I'm flattered you like my voice.
Prepare to fight for your life. The big swarm is approaching.
Pretty sweet. This makes my whole life better.
The Survivor's a good series. It's a nice, chill series.
This is a rare treat.
Hopefully, after the surgery, and then whatever, if we figure out what's causing the headaches and migraines, I can get back to a better recording schedule so that there was an even amount of series and TFOS. But we'll have to wait and see. The number of HFY stories I've done is probably over 3,000. Maybe even closer to 4,000. Somewhere around there.
Give me that.
No, no. I haven't unlocked too much stuff. Nice, Christian. So, this has happened several times, actually bordering on a dozen times at this point. There are 3 or 4 publishers that lurk around Royal Road. And they sign up popular stories for book deals and audio book deals, especially. They also sign it with a exclusivity clause. So, because of the exclusivity clause, I have to take down the stuff that I've done, which I don't mind. I wish the best for authors, So when I get word that they've signed a contract, I tend to take the stories down. As far as I know, for Dungeon Life specifically, the audiobooks are available on Audible. They have signed the contract, everything's gone through, and that's that. It's not the first time it's happened. Sure, it's not going to be the last time it happens.
It's a little extra special. Boom, baby! I'm growing stronger. Die, creep!
Well done. Objective completed. Drop pod has arrived. Get there now. It will leave without you.
Cowabunga!
You made short work of stage 1. Well done, miner.
Sure, Robert Westfall. You can mail it to me. I'll try have a look. My email address is linked on the webpage on YouTube somewhere, so you can mail it to me. I will try have a look, but no guarantees about anything. Yeah, I think it also depends on which classes you play and how long. So, I was playing Scout for a while, trying to do stuff. Yeah, I mean, I think walking into a web series, you need to have a plan for the whole series. Otherwise, you definitely becomes so easy to write yourself into a corner. Yeah, the Green Swarm, it is what it is. It's been planned for a year, the second voice op, so, you know, it is what it is. Cheers, Kristen. Thank you, Matthew. Yeah, we're still trying to find the root cause of the migraines. I personally think it's my shoulders and back, but yeah, we'll see. It's not the easiest thing to diagnose.
It's screwed up. This isn't covered by insurance.
We've got work to do and quotas to meet. You have your objectives.
I think we're actually doing all right so far. Red sugar.
Swarm detected. Get ready. They'll be with you shortly. Can't land the supply pod. Impact zone is cluttered. Get it fixed.
Dial it in. Overclock time, baby. Bloody hell, you're hot to kill.
No.
Statistics. You ugly son of a bitch.
Awesome. We have the 3rd class unlocked for engineer. What do they do?
Crystalline Hazard 4 just feels right. Gonna keep my stuff in good repair.
It's dreadnought time, Miner. Find the damn thing, destroy it.
Well, my problem with the migraines, even the other not too bad ones, is it destroys my concentration. It just fucks it up so bad. And
Found the Jake.
if I can't concentrate, doesn't matter if my voice is in good nick or not. I won't be able to narrate because, you know, you need to be able to concentrate on what you're doing. And then the difference between good concentration versus bad concentration could be the difference between 4 or 5 hours of extra work because you're just not concentrating well.
We got too much clutter for the supply pod to land. Do something.
Cheers, Dirt. I hope you have a good one. And thank you for your well wishes. It's much appreciated. Thank you for hanging out with me, Coyote. Hope you have a good one.
Big swarm detected. Buggerman, get ready.
I killed you, and I'm not so proud. This was just a practice run.
Cheers, Purple Alien Planet. Thank you for the congratulations.
It's always so. Hazard 4 just feels right. I just like working with my hands.
We're sending you in to take out a dreadnought. Get it done, Miner. We're all counting on you.
This one suits me best. Yes, please. This makes my whole life better. Yes.
We can't send in supplies until you clear out the landing zone.
Yes.
Swarm detected. Get ready. They'll be with you shortly.
It's a frickin' anti-aircraft gun. Attack! You want some more? Just what I need. should concentrate a little more.
Yeah, I think that's gonna be me for the evening. It's 2.5 hours. I think my voice is reaching the upper end. Hail Tech, this is Deep Rock Galactic Survivor. It's just a new release. It's Vampire Survivors based off of Deep Rock Galactic. Anyways, yeah, I think my voice has pretty much reached its limit for the day. So thank you all for popping past and chilling with me. I don't know whether I'll stream tomorrow, because tomorrow is Friday Night Magic. For those of you who don't know, I do enjoy Magic the Gathering and leaving the house at least once a week to go do anything but be stuck in house. So I'm probably not going to stream tomorrow. If so, it'll be earlier in the day. And then I'll try stream Saturday, Sunday, and Monday, so we can all chill again, if you're so inclined. Probably playing the same game. And then we will see. I'll let you guys know. I will make an announcement video for the whole channel about the surgery. And then timelines. It's so difficult to put timelines on the after effects of the surgery. But yeah. So hopefully by the end of the... what's it, not end of the month? That's tomorrow. Hopefully by mid next month, near the end of the month, we are back to normal. Yeah. If you've got any questions or whatever, just keep it in your mind. Pop in, ask next time I stream, which should be in the next couple of days. I don't mind answering questions, and if I don't want to answer a question, I won't answer the question. So there you go. Can't think of anything else. Thank you all for sticking with me, and I hope you all have a fantastic evening.